Howdy, folks. My name is Alex, otherwise known as For the Z, and welcome to episode 43 of the Turner's Digest. As always, we'll start off with a disclaimer. I'm not a financial or tax advisor. This is not financial or tax advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but please enjoy. If you want to support me, patreon.com/Turner's Digest. You can start supporting me with as little as $1. That can be used for a credit card small balance forgiveness, or there's a $1.99 tier, which can also be done the same thing for select credit card issuers. There's also a $10 tier, which is the Cleed tier. Shout out Kung Fuer and Cleed for being members of the Cleed tier. Also, we had 2 new members of the Patreon. Welcome, Finance and Jesse. So welcome to y'all. Intro music is by my brother's band, Sweaty Lemon, and the long-awaited, long-teased album of theirs has actually just been released. It's called From the Basement. They have, I think, 6 songs on there. I plan on tossing some of them probably as outro music. I don't think I have the raw recordings just yet, so I'll add them maybe next episode. But definitely go and give them a listen. There are link trees in the show notes if you're interested. It's sort of like a, I don't really know how to describe them, like kind of a harder rock. I like them a lot. My brother's a drummer. There's a bassist and a guitarist. The guitarist is also the lead singer. They also have a Instagram, as well as the music is on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music. I think it's on Amazon Music. Whatever music streaming service of your flavor is, it's probably on there. I think that's enough about housekeeping. We'll start off this week with one more housekeeping thing. I got another $300 referral from Upgrade Savings come in. This one I know was from a coworker because they reached out to me and were like, hey, my $300 referral came through. Did you get yours? And I was like, yeah, thanks. So that came out really well. The total I've gotten from that is, I should have written this down, but there's so many things I got to write down and I always forget them all. Upgrade Savings has paid out $13.50 in referrals. So huge shout out to anybody who used it. I know some of them were probably from Doctor of Credit since I got my link on there. I think it was the first one in the referral thread. But if you wound up using it and you're a listener, shout out to you. Thanks a lot. It means a lot. All right. I guess one more housekeeping thing. From the last episode, I shared my Clear experience, and I got a lot of people messaging me saying that their Clear experience wasn't the same. I know Kung Fu reached out, and Panda Man, as well as Gina on Patreon, reached out to say that they've had much better experiences with Clear, and that the American Express Platinum Clear does come with pre-check. I think when I went and checked in, like at least in Logan, when you go there to security, there's an agent at the front of security that tells you like which line to go to. And when I got my boarding pass, I got it from Spirit. And when I downloaded it, it was a PDF that I just screenshotted, and then the Google Pixel registers that it's a QR code for a flight and puts it in your Google Wallet. When I did that, I didn't have TSA PreCheck attached to my Spirit account, so it didn't show the PreCheck little symbol. So I think the agent just didn't think I had PreCheck, but I had Clear, so sent me to the Clear section that wasn't for PreCheck. I guess if I were to go back, maybe I'll try it again, but it doesn't seem like it really saves me much time. Maybe if I go at a more crowded time, it'd be nice to have as an option to be able to have pre-check. So I cut the pre-check line, and I still have pre-check, so I cut the regular TSA security screening section. Who knows? It's, I guess, nice to have. I definitely would not buy it, especially for $180. It's kind of insane, but it's free through American Express Platinum, so thanks, Amex. Next, I got a final update on my Bank of America claims. I made a Reddit post, or a Reddit comment on Arch Earning, which Arch Earning didn't really love. But it was just to say that I got a letter in the mail. It said, please call. I called back. The customer service that I finally was able to get to the right person to speak to, they said that the lifestyle credit only qualifies on domestic transactions. So 3 of them, 2 Bolt, 1 Uber, were purchased abroad, and those don't trigger it, even though I've read through the terms that's in my credit card agreement. It says nothing about domestic. It just says that for qualifying transactions. I wish they were a bit more verbose on what exactly is a qualifying transaction. Someone replied on the our churning and said that my data points are similar to FTDPs. I don't know what FT is. I've been in the churning space for a while. I'm not sure what that acronym stands for, and I'm not about to ask in there. So someone wants to reach out and let me know. I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of people reaching out to let me know, but definitely let me know. I'll probably say thank you and have a quick conversation about it. But that's a bit disappointing. Also, the Sportsline transaction, they just said that it's not a qualifying merchant and that it's a sports website, even though the merchant category code that's associated with that is listed and it is a streaming service. They don't want to credit me for it. All this considered, I do have the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card. I just got the annual fee that kicked in, I think, towards the end of last month it posted. And I think I might just keep the card. I like the card a lot. I think I just like it because of Priority Pass restaurants. But it's super nice to have. And I have a flight coming up here, I think in 2 or 3 weeks, that I want to be able to use restaurants for. And after using the credits, it comes out to maybe $100 of an annual fee. And then if I ever use my points, I get 20% boost. So even if I don't, $100 a year, I definitely make that back in other sections of my churning life. So maybe it's just one of those, stop worrying so much about the little things, and if you enjoy it, enjoy it. So maybe I'll try and take a note out of that book. Next, I was reading through Reddit, and someone on our churning made a really great Google Docs spreadsheet of entertainment category comparison between all the different credit cards that there are, which I thought was super nice that they put this together, and I really enjoyed it. And it made me realize that now that I use my Future card for my electric bill, having utilities set on my Elon Max Cash Preferred card is not beneficial because I'm not really using that card anymore for utilities. So I can instead change that to entertainment. And previously I was using the City Customized Cash. Looking at the spreadsheet, some unique ones that aren't working for either of them are aquariums. That works for the Freedom Flex if it has that as category, Capital One Saver, Saver One, the Bank of America Custom Cash if it's set to online transactions, the Regions Prestige Visa, as well as the Wells Fargo Tune. The Wells Fargo Tune seems to have almost every single category included. So if you're a frequent entertainment shopper, that's a pretty great card for you. It only earns 4x, but I mean, I say only, it's only 1% less. But specifically comparing City Custom Cash and Elon Max Cash, they both include concerts. The Elon Max Cash includes golf merchant category codes. Both include live sports as well as live theater. Elon Max Cash Preferred offers 5% on movie theaters, while City Custom Cash doesn't. I didn't realize that, and I just purchased some movie tickets. I mean, there was like a $20 purchase, but still, it's not optimizing, and I have the optimizer's curse. Orchestra and theme parks count, and that's it. There are other categories like toy stores, zoos, tourist attractions, music stores, museums. There's a whole bunch listed here, and I thought this was a great doc, and I thought I'd share it out. Shout out to user Parking Ice 9206. So thanks, Parking Ice 9206. I saw this. This was posted 15 days ago, and unfortunately, I think you only have until like the 15th of the month prior to the new quarter for the Elon Max Cash for you to change your elected category. And it's annoying that it's quarterly, considering they don't really change them very frequently. Like if it was monthly, it'd be a lot better in my opinion. I mean, why wouldn't it be better for me? But I guess I'll wait until next quarter, and I'll just keep using my City Custom Cash. Next, as I mentioned, the Future Card. Future Card also has a partnership with Arcadia. I don't know if it's a partnership with them, or I guess it is a partnership with them, but they offer, when you sign up for Community Solar, which through Arcadia, which I think I've talked about this before, but like directs your utility bill to Arcadia, and Arcadia bills your bill on your behalf, and then you help fund Community Solar, and then you like give back the solar. I don't really know how it works, but if you charge your first Arcadia bill, if you join Arcadia and you join a community solar farm and you charge the Future Card, they will refund you 100% of your energy bill. I signed up for this a while ago through a Doctor of Credit post that was offering like $200. I never went to Future Card until like, I think sometime maybe 2 months ago. No, excuse me, like maybe a year ago. And I've just been paying with my Future Card ever since then. And I was like, oh, I never really noticed this 100% Arcadia bill credit. I wonder if I can just give them an email of my bill, because the terms specifically state just send an email of your bill to a particular email address and they'll give you the cash back. It wasn't my first time joining Community Solar, but I sent them my bill, asked them for a refund, and they gave me a refund, which was nice. They gave me $75 in cash back points. So if you're interested in Future Card, there's a referral link in the show notes. I think you get like $20, so use it if you're interested. All right, next, the Chase Amazon Prime Visa has a $200 sign-up bonus with no spend requirement from June 29th until July 26th. I signed up for this, I think, sometime last year. Let me see the date. It was the same offer as well for the Chase Amazon Visa. It was a $200 offer. I opened that on June 29th of last year. So it seems like they do this every year, but it is the highest they offer for the sign-on bonus. It offers 5% on Amazon and Whole Foods with eligible Prime membership, 3% without it, 2% on restaurants, gas, and drugstores, 1% on all other purchases. And often there's 10 to 20% on select purchases, as well as if you elect to have slower shipping, they sometimes offer 6% cash back and sometimes even 7% cash back for those transactions. So it's nice. And this card doesn't seem to apply to 524. So if you're way above 524, you could still get approved for this. It does count against 524. So if you open this card, that will be a newly opened card and it will count as one of your slots in 24. But if you're over 524, you can get approved for this, because I was for sure. Also, this doesn't require any spend, I believe. Just open up the card and you get a $200 gift card. So you might get issued a 1099 for this. Just keep that in mind. But if you're lull 24 ready and you need a new card to open, it's $200 in Amazon. It basically is cash. Why not? Next, I was reading on Reddit, user Goldberg2Dub. I love reading these names. I wonder, all these people have a reason why they chose this. I'm curious. Goldberg, why'd you go with that? Anyway, Walmart has said that they're looking at Synchrony Financial, Barclay, Coastal Community Bank, or Green Dot for their new credit card deal. They've used Synchrony, I believe, in the past, from what I've read. Looking at the comments, someone says, Walmart's first foray into credit cards wasn't until 2018 with Capital One, which is what they said in the article, but it doesn't mention that their previous card was issued by Synchrony and the relationship ended with Walmart suing Synchrony, which is similar to the Capital One snafu. Curious to see where Walmart goes. I think that they're just going to bounce around and continue to dislike their issuer. And Synchrony is not a great choice, and Coastal Community also is not a great choice. Barclays is also not a great choice, and none of these are great choices. Honestly, I don't have high opinions of any of these, but curious to see what they go with. I've definitely mentioned in the past that they have One Financial now, so I'm curious to see if maybe they try and issue it through that, but that's issued by some underlying bank, so it'll still be issued there. That'd be my bet. They're going to use that. Let me see who issues that. Upon review, One Progress Services LLC and banking services are provided by Coastal Community Bank. That'd be my guess. They're just going to go with Coastal Community since they already have a relationship with them. But I guess we'll see. Cool. Next, we have at my work. At work, we have like a personal finance Slack channel, and someone posted a article by Humble Dollar, which I hadn't heard of before, but it seems like they have been a personal finance blog for a long time now. Like they post like daily. It seems like there's a head editor as well as like other editors on the site. I haven't had experience with it before, but it seems like the head editor, or I'm not sure exactly how he's related to it. I think he's the founder and editor of Humble Dollar. He has been diagnosed with cancer and doesn't seem like he has a long time to live. But he doesn't have a very somber tone to it. It's kind of a nice read. It's very long. If you're interested, it's in the show notes. But I figured I'd highlight the forum and see if anyone's interested in reading it. He did link to a bunch of old articles that he wrote in there. It was just an interesting read, talking about him and his life and how he's probably going to change his viewpoint of this whole personal finance space that we live in. it gives you some perspective and something to think about. Just thought I'd highlight it here. Next is a little anecdote from me. I still use Albert. I'm shocked that they're still in existence. I just milk them for free Genius subscriptions and random discounts, like 20% off at Costco, 20 to 25% off at Whole Foods, all up to $5. But looking at my tracker from last year, Albert saved me a whopping total of $450. So nothing to sneeze at. And then compared to what I would normally make, I'm not going to do that math now. But I was running low on funds in there. I have my direct deposit going in there, like $50 of it. You need a direct deposit to get the offers, and I also need funds in the account. So kill two birds with one stone. But I was running low. When you cancel Genius, they now need you to have a zero balance. So I pulled everything out, and I wanted to pull some money back in. I've tried to link it with Ally before, and they've since I think removed them from my Ally account. They often do that for they say that it's just been terminated or fully removed for some reason. Not really sure what causes it, but it's kind of annoying, honestly. So Albert was pulled out of there, and I had to find another way to get money in there. And Albert allows you to pull into Albert. And I was like, oh, sure, I'll do that. I pulled in from Wealthfront. It took 10 days, 10 full days for it to come in. It was just $100. And so I couldn't use the account for a while. And now that Curve's gone, it's going to be even a bigger pain in the ass. Excuse me. I don't think I've ever cursed on this podcast like that. But, yeah, it's just be a huge pain to have to worry about getting funds in the account now. I'm going to have to find another place to pull from. Maybe I'll do Fidelity. I'll go Fidelity into Ally, and then I can fund Fidelity from Albert. Fidelity into Albert, and I can fund Fidelity with Ally. I already keep $1,000 Fidelity for the debit or free ATMs, but maybe I'll use that now. In addition. All right, next we have, my show notes are not out of order. Okay. Next we have a KeyBank sign-up bonus, a $300 sign-up bonus for a checking account. The offers look like it's make a deposit of over $1,000 with a particular promo code and get $300. They are check sensitive. I can't go after it because they are check sensitive and I'm way over. I've already been declined a couple times for different banks I've been going for, but figured I'd call it out. I think they have a 24-month churning rule. Let me see. Often I have individuals who have had a KeyBank checking account or KeyBank hassle-free account in the last 12 months. So not bad. If you have done this before, try and go for it if you're low on your checks report. Next, I've been torn on whether to post this or not. I'm sure if you follow the space, you've heard about the Pepper app. I finally dipped my toes into the Pepper app. What got me interested originally was the Amazon offer. I think it was 10% off, which is good, but I think I was busy that day and it wasn't good enough for me to be like, all right, fine, let me hop on it right now. It was super easy it took maybe 60 seconds for me to sign up for the app and able to purchase as many gift cards as I want for a discount. Definitely use a referral. It's just a referral number. Mine's in the show notes, 605502. I think I get maybe some money if you use it, but you get double points, I believe, on your purchase. I haven't seen mine post just yet. It takes 15 days for it to come through, or at least you have 15 days of double points, and then at some point you get your Pepper points. So you get paid out. You get the discount you get on the gift card is in Pepper points, and then you can use Pepper points. Sounds like Peppa Pig. You can use your Peppa Pig to redeem towards other gift cards, the same gift cards in the app. You can just pay with points, Peppa points. So it seems a bit convoluted, but I was able to purchase the one that got me interested was the Airbnb gift cards, because Airbnb gift cards don't often go on sale, at least in bulk like this. And they were offering 10% back because all purchases get 5%, and they were offering double points, so you get 10% back. So 10% back at Airbnb is just about as good as I've ever seen, in addition to credit card points. So I can confirm that Bank of America customized cash card set to online shopping does trigger for Pepper app purchases, as well as I know there's an American Express business card that shows as 4X on the purchases. I can't think of the name right now, and I don't see it in American Express Business Gold. It earns 4x, but because that shows up as online shopping for them. But Bank of America's online shopping is pretty much everything purchased online, and it triggers as well. So that comes out to like close to 15% off of Airbnb gift cards. And if you normally go Airbnb someplace at some point, I think my family just purchased a place down the shore, like the Jersey Shore, for a week, and I'm going to give my mom the gift cards and be like, hey, I'll give you the discount. Save some money, why not? So that I decided to join. They issued them in 3 $500 Airbnb gift cards. I got them. I have them in a spreadsheet, but I've read reports of people like not redeeming their gift cards and just leaving them somewhere, and then them just getting liquidated. Like someone maybe randomly typing in gift card codes eventually got theirs and got it redeemed. So I'm gonna have to use them at some point. And I'll go over all my gift cards that I have in a minute here. I have a graph in the show notes as well if you're interested. But I decided to join Pepper. Maybe you are too. They don't currently have anything great right now. They were offering 10x on Uber, but I've seen up to 20x before elsewhere. I think the referral also stacks with these extra points. So you get double points for the referral, but I think you'll only get double points on the base. So if you're familiar with like the way Chase does it with their base and bonus categories, like if you have a Chase Freedom Flex, you get a base point of 1 point on all purchases, an extra 2 points on restaurants. But then if the quarterly category is restaurants, you get an extra 4 points. So the base and the 4 make 5, which is your 5% cash back. Then you get an extra 2 points for it being a restaurant transaction. So that's 7 points total. They don't stack together. So you don't get like the 3 plus the 5 to equal 8, if that made sense. So I think for the Pepper points with the referral, I think I'll just get 15% off in the form of Pepper points. Those haven't been credited to my account yet. I'll definitely update when they do. But if you've been on the fence about Pepper, I'm shocked the app's still around. And Airbnb gift cards are very useful for me when you get them at 10% off, especially. And then even more when you use a credit card that has good cash back. So that's not around anymore, but definitely keep an eye out on Pepper. And also let me know if these Pepper deals are something you'd want to hear more about. Dr. Credit posts all the time. I've definitely heard it from the Daily Churn, mentioned them before, and I think Churning Life might have mentioned them as well. But if you're interested, hop on. Okay, let's keep moving here. Next, this one's kind of fun. In my office, we're in like a smaller office of a larger corporation, and we have a pretty good office culture. We had a hobby fair, I guess you can call it, where there were people can sign up and be like, oh, I'm interested in this hobby, and put up a little table and get a sign-up sheet. I did one for personal finance. Obviously, I haven't sent out any messages yet, but I definitely need to. But someone there was into like 3D printing and laser etching, and one of my coworkers had the idea of using the laser etcher, which is like a $1,500 laser etcher, to laser etch a custom design on his credit card. And it came out fantastic. I took a picture, or he sent me a picture, and it's in the show notes. It's for his Venture X card. It looks fantastic. He put like little flowers on it. It looks really cool. And it looks cool, I think, because the laser didn't go all the way through the ink, or like the blue, whatever they put on the card. So it didn't go through to the metal, but it like lightened the blue. So it looks like a light blue. It looks really good in person. And I think it looks good in the picture too, but it's quite striking. And then I took my favorite card, the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card, and got the logo of the show put on there. So the little AZ, if anyone isn't familiar with what that logo is, it's my initials. So my first name's Alex, my Fear the Z is my last name. The little logo is like I don't even know what to call it, like an abstract modern. I got it off of Fiverr. All right, someone made it for me. But it's specifically like the Z is the negative space and the A is the outer thing. But now it's etched in this card, and I think it's super cool. It's like a one-of-one cool design. Of course, this is the things I find cool. All right, let's move on. Enough nerding out about credit card designs, which is obviously right up my alley. Dr. Credit reported that Chase is extending the pay yourself back categories for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, wholesale clubs, gas, pet supply, and the annual fee is at 1.25% cash out value. I'm still really looking for a way to use my membership rewards points. From what I see, I can't convert my American Express Platinum to a Schwab or a what's the other one? Morgan Stanley for like 1.1 cash, 1.1 membership reward points. I think my family wants to go to Red Rocks in Sedona, so maybe I'll try and book flights with it, or maybe we'll get like a business flight and I'll splurge for us, or maybe I'll use it for some hotel points. But until then, I'm kind of just sitting on a whole bunch of points. All right, next, Ming over on Discord shared that the U.S. Department of Transportation actually has legislation around lost, delayed, or damaged baggage, and I didn't realize this was a thing. If your luggage is delayed, I think for what's supposed to do if his or her bag is missing after taking a flight. I think it's like if it's delayed for up to 6 hours or something, they're entitled to $3,800 per passenger. So even if they lose the flight, even if they lose it, you can file that it was lost. They'll ask you what was in it. They'll give you a refund for everything that was in it. And even if they find it again, you get to keep it. And this actually happened to me on a Lufthansa flight that I had back in, 2016. They misplaced my luggage, asked me for an itinerary of everything that was in there. And, oh no, I somehow had like $2,000 in my luggage. Obviously didn't lie. But I gave them like retail prices for things I purchased, not the sale price that I purchased them at. Got a full refund for it in the form of a check or deposit into my account, and then I got my luggage back. So it was pretty nice. It was a win-win. I mean, it would really suck if you were actually like going abroad and lost all of your luggage, then had no luggage while you were abroad, or even if you came back home and you lost all your luggage. I mean, that's terrible. But at least there's legislation around it. So something to keep in mind if you ever get your luggage lost or stolen. Not lost or stolen, lost or damaged or delayed. All right, next. I know I said I wasn't going to cover Evolve anymore, but this is just so juicy that I couldn't resist covering it. And this is all still from, what is his blog called? Fintech Business Weekly by, what is his name? By Jason McCullough. Fantastic thing. I might support him again. Toss him an extra subscription. You can sign up for his newsletter, which is free, and you get notified when he publishes a new article. They're really great reads. He does a really good job of highlighting and detailing some pretty in-depth information. Like a lot of the stuff he's reading is documents from like judicial documents and not exactly easy to read, but he does a great job of breaking them down and giving you highlights. And then I come through and I sift through it and I give the important points. So what I thought were important in this, there's two updates here. And the first update from June 30th, it's titled Evolve Hack Crisis. Russian-linked cyber gang leaks records of millions, which is a really great article or a really great news bulletin to read on a Sunday morning. Thanks, Jason. But my highlights are, obviously, these are just taken quoted out of his article. So if you want to read the full context, please check out the link in the show notes. But essentially a Russian-linked ransomware group known as Lockbit, which has constructed thousands of attacks in recent years, claimed on its site it has a cache of data from a U.S. central bank, the Federal Reserve, that are released if the ransom demanded was not paid. But when the data was released earlier Wednesday morning, it became clear that it wasn't the Federal Reserve, but rather Evolve Bank and Trust. So not only is Evolve Bank and Trust involved in this Synapse brokerage snafu of bankruptcy, where the $150 million just poof gone. I don't know where it went. Oops, sorry. But they also leaked millions of customers' data to Russian hackers. Nice. Info security professionals who have access and begun examining the data in order to take necessary steps to mitigate the risk have suggested that Evolve's Azure tenant was compromised, allowing the hackers to make copies of most or all of the bank's virtual machines, including those running its website, SFTP SQL server, as well as information from its core banking system, which is said to be Jack Henry's JX exchange, which potentially could include Evolve's credentials for accessing Federal Reserve systems. Huge yikes. Evolve is one of the largest ACH originators in the country, meaning even those who have never used Evolve or an Evolve-linked service may have data compromised in the breach if they've ever sent a payment to or received a payment from a Evolve program. An industry source who was examining the data for risk mitigation purposes told FinTech Business Weekly, quote, I can't think of a data breach that has this much personally identifiable information, or PII, and consumer and commercial financial data that is publicly available ever. A single flat JSON file reviewed by FinTech Business Weekly included encrypted, unhashed names addressing Social Security ID, Social Security tax ID numbers, dates, date of births, account balances, email addresses, phone numbers, and account numbers on 155,000 accounts at the following services: Yada, Copper, Yield Street, our favorite Juno, Dave, Brightside, Solo Funds, Changed, CHANG capital ED, Mercury, Mainvest, Fund That Flip, Nomad, Bitfinex, Row, and numerous others. This was so big, Doctor of Credit even put up an article about it, and that's when you know it's huge. And then after all I have to say is if you had an account with any of these fintechs or ever touched anything that Evolve has ever laid its hands on, absolutely lock your credit report and just keep an eye on your everything, because it's out there now. 150,000 accounts, just raw Social Security numbers are just on a JSON somewhere. Nice. Thanks. Appreciate it. And you have 4,000 of my dollars. Awesome. Thanks, Juno. As I was transitioning to the next topic, I was reading a comment on the Doctor of Credit post about Evolve Bank and Trust's data breach that I actually want to highlight by Natty, just posted 6 days ago. I found that non-tech employees at financial institutions are ignorant about computer security. They've asked me to email personal information like a copy of my driver's license in order to get approved for a credit card. They claim email is secure because the employees can only access it through their VPN. Those buffoons don't know how the internet works. The weak link at any company is always the most ignorant and careless employees. That apparently was the case here as well. Clicking on a link and not having anti-malware on the computer. So that is something that they highlighted, Natty, that I didn't highlight in my highlights. But this is from the data leak happened from somebody internally at Evolve clicking on a phishing link and them getting malware on their computer, which then tracked. I don't fully know of it, but that's essentially what happened. And I will call out what Natty said here, that a bank had asked them to email personal information like a driver's license just through raw email, and I would agree that's very unsafe. I do think that non-tech savvy people don't realize that emails are very raw and they can be just scraped by just about anybody. I wouldn't be super comfortable sending that. I think I have done it in the past, but recently, last Friday, I was listening to the radio and I was not really doing anything, and they were like, give us a call and win the chance to win a raffle, a ticket to a concert. And I was like, sure, why not? No, it wasn't even a call. They said, just email us. So I just emailed them. I was like, hey, here's my entry. And an hour later, I got a response back saying, hey, you won. Please fill out this form. The form asked me for my full name. They asked me for my email address. They asked me for the date. And then in the middle of it, they asked for my Social Security number. I'm like, hold on. I'm not giving you my Social Security number. I know you're a well-established nonprofit radio station, but there's no need you need my Social Security. There's no need for you to need my Social Security number. I told them that, and they were like, oh, you don't have to fill it out. That's fine. You don't need the social. But I do think some people don't realize that emails are very raw and can be scraped and is not a place where you should be sending PII. All right. Side tangent over. The second Evolve article I wanted to cover was again by our friend Jason Mikula. The title is Former Synapse execs had access to key systems until June 20th, court filings reveal. And I just did a small highlight of this one, just one snippet from his article. It says, to reiterate, former Synapse employees, presumably including their former CEO, Pathak, continue to have access to key systems, including MongoDB. And if you remember from where we talked about previously, there was an issue with them being able to access MongoDB. They couldn't figure out who had the credentials to it. Well, it turns out, as this says, presumably including their former CEO, Pathak, continue to have access to key systems, including MongoDB, until at least June 20th, while Chapter 11 trustees didn't gain access until that time. So the company and employees that were working for the company, Synapse employees and former Synapse employees, had access to these MongoDBs, which have the logs that show where funds came and where they went through this time period where there's this shortfall of $150 million. Now it comes out that when the Chapter 11 trustees couldn't gain access until June 20th, they didn't know where to get the credentials. They were engaging with AWS services to get the credentials. The employees had access the whole time, possibly the CEO, to the files that have the breadcrumb trail showing where the money would have gone. I wonder if that breadcrumb trail is still there. Something to think about. Also, I thought was interesting, they had a representative from MongoDB, a lawyer from MongoDB, that was like giving testimony, and they were saying that, let's find a good spot. Despite having such access for over 5 weeks, the trustees had apparently chosen to not export, download, or copy the debtor's data, instead assuming that MongoDB would simply keep the access open and incur $10,000 to $12,000 per week as a, quote, charity basis. The scope of the data, according to MongoDB, is approximately 4.1 terabytes, with MongoDB's lawyers describing the task of backing up the data as being as simple as picking up a box of files left in his office. That's very true. It is literally that easy. You just click download, and it downloads the whole thing. It might take a while because it's 4 terabytes, but you can just download the whole damn thing. There's no reason for you to not do that. It's scary, the ineptness that these companies have around their own infrastructure when that's their entire company is the infrastructure and they don't even know how it works. Let's move on, because this whole thing is really depressing and it's scary to think about the impacts on what could possibly happen in the banking sector as a whole. Again, I'm not a financial or tax advisor. This is not financial or tax advice. I've lost money on plenty of things that I've suggested or said that I've put money in, so don't follow my path here. All right. Next, Dr. Credit reported, and first reported by MadDog5473 on Reddit, that American Express Business Gold has a wireless provider benefit that used to work for Google Fi, but now it doesn't work for Google Fi anymore. I used to have Google Fi, switched over to Mint, much happier with Mint. If you still use Google Fi, it's kind of a shame that it doesn't work there. I don't know if Mint works with this credit. Might be something to look into, but it's still a shame if you had Google Fi going to your American Express Business Gold card, and now it doesn't get the credit anymore. What a shame. Next, I've mentioned the chase.com/bonus a couple times, and I'll just call that out again. There's some new targeted bonuses that are on there. I don't have anything good or new that's showing there. I did get a while ago that Max subscription, like HBO Max, like spend $100, get 25 back. My HBO Max just ended at the end of June. So I was like, all right, let me go and see what I have. So I have that offer, $25 off $100. I have an American Express offer, which is also $25 off $100. So I'm like, all right, I get a 25% discount. Maybe I can get a shopping portal for like an extra $10. Let me see how much they want. For a 4K subscription annually is $210. I'm not spending $210 for Max. Like, this is why people sail the high seas. $210? Are you kidding me? For what? But I had a eureka moment. I was like, hold on. I have my American Express Platinum. My American Express Platinum comes with a $20 statement credit for streaming services. The one with Bank of America is useless. Actually, I use it all for this year anyway with my Uber Cash, so never mind. But Max would trigger that on that card. But with my American Express Platinum card, I have the streaming subscription. Right now I'm using it for Hulu, which has 99 cents per month. I got that Black Friday. It'll come probably back around Black Friday. But then I added Disney to it. The Disney Access also adds. I think it was like an extra $3.99 a month for that. So I was spending like, what's that? Like $5 for Hulu and Disney. I never use Disney. I do use Hulu, but I hate that there's ads in it. I use it just for, I think it's The Bear. Good show. I'm still on season 2. Haven't seen the new season. But I was like, let me lop off Disney. I'm not even using it. I'm not really paying for it anyway because American Express paying for it. But you can tack on a Max subscription there. It doesn't get the 4K, I don't think, which really sucks. Like, I have a 4K TV. I want to stream 4K. And, I mean, the bit rate's already terrible on the streams anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's $16 for that. So I can tack the $16 onto my 99 cents for $17. I am also getting the Wall Street Journal for $10 a month, but I'll pay for the $4 difference or $6 difference out of pocket. I enjoy getting the paper, and I like having Wall Street Journal subscription, so I'll keep it, and I get all of that for only $4. I think that's worth it for me. I did put in the show notes a screenshot of my updated American Express Platinum benefit tracker. The source is on Patreon if you want to see the actual raw source, but I put a screenshot here if you're interested. I think I've gotten more than this. Did I put my sign-up bonus in here? Maybe that's not why. I did put it in here. I think I need to add like the organic spend in here because I have like almost 300,000 membership rewards points at this point. Again, I don't know what to do with them. All right, moving on here. Let's go through this. I signed up for a First Trust bank account, which is coming with a $300 to a $450 checking bonus. This one's weird where you have to use the debit card, but when you spend on the debit card $350, you get 3,500 points within 60 days, and that's worth $350 in gift cards. And if you spend $500 in 60 days, you get 50,000 points. So you have to be in Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, or Pennsylvania. I use my former residence in New Jersey, and that still works for me. So I have to get the debit card from my parents' place and spend $500 on it. I think I'm gonna try and do a credit card payment over the phone. You can do those with debit cards, and that'll be an easy way to get some organic spend for $500. And I don't think you need anything else. I did do $1,000 worth of credit card funding with my Bank of America Unlimited Cash card. That's still at 0% until November, and that triggered as a purchase, and I get 2.25% cash back on that. So easy funding, easy offer, and I'm very high on checks, and they didn't deny me, which is nice. No direct deposit required. Next, shout out to Cleed for the next one. He shared a link to our credit cards post where someone said that the beloved Redstone Federal Credit Union Visa Signature Card is now only available for residents of Alabama and Tennessee. I think that's what AL is. Someone on Reddit reported that they called and tried to sign up for the card, and the representative said that it's only available for residents of Alabama and Tennessee, which stinks. Someone in the comments recommended the AAA card instead. There's the daily cash and a travel cash and the Advantage card and a cashback one, which has some pretty great offerings. But I do think that this Redstone Visa card is like next level, top tier. 5% on gas and EVs and restaurants, 3% on wholesale, I think grocery, pharmacies, and something else, and then 1.5 on everything else. So I can just put that down and know I'll get at least 1.5 if I'm concerned, and no foreign transaction fees. So really a great card. It looks like they're closing down applicants for that. I'm just hopeful that they don't nerf the card at all. Going back to, I forget which episode it was, but when someone put on Reddit the write-ups of each different card, the Redstone Federal Credit Union card was you forever live in fear of devaluation or nerfing of this card. It still lives rent-free in my head. Next, user AirDreamer2 on Reddit shared that a Centurion Lounge is opening up in Tokyo Haneda Airport in 2025. I do want to go to Tokyo. I probably won't have my American Express Platinum card by then, but if I do, I'd love to go. I still haven't gone to a Centurion Lounge, and I don't really see the need to. If I have the option to, I will, but no airports around me have it, and none that I've been to. One did have it, but I think I had a layover there, or something that kept me from going. Next, Chasing Preferred. Oh, wait, did I skip one? No, Chasing Preferred is at 120K sign-up bonus. If you're interested, you have to spend $8,000 for it. Waiting on the July 11th public launch, but some people are having success getting themselves targeted already now by logging into their Chase online account, going to credit cards, choosing take a quiz, and answer the questions business, travel, flights. Dr. Credit is hat tipping, no writing 8386. And a lot of people might prefer to wait for a referral link because you'll get the referral bonus for the person that referred. If that's P2, it's easy peasy. But it's out there if you want it. Next, we have a new credit card for Turkish Airlines coming from Imprint, which is an issuer I haven't heard of before. But this doesn't look like a great card. It's offering a 40,000 mile sign-up bonus after spending 3,000 in 60 days or in 90 days. $100 annual fee, not waived the first year. Comes with 3x on airlines, on Turkish Airlines, which sucks. 2x in dining, groceries, lodging, entertainment, 1x in everything else, and a metal card if you're the first 5,000 approved. Khalid said he applied for this, and I'd love for him to get this metal card. I'm super interested in limited edition metal cards and this card image. He did actually just send me a bunch of card images, so huge shout out to Khalid for sending those in. I got to put them on the site. I haven't had a chance to put them on yet, but I will. Sorry about that. But not a great card. I mean, I like seeing new cards from new issuers. I haven't heard of Imprint before, but kind of seems like a nothing burger. Next, sign-up bonus from M&T Bank, $400 checking and savings bonus available in Connecticut, D.C., Delaware, Maryland, Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, VT, Vermont, WB, West Virginia, I think. When I was trying to open this account, because I've done this before, M&T Bank, I have a data point. What did I post here? I said, what did I say? Why did I post a comment? Someone said, keeping $7,500 to avoid the $25 monthly fee means you lose out on the monthly interest if you have a 4.5% savings account. I replied, if the bonus takes 4 months to pay out, and assuming you'd hold that for $7,500 at a 5% interest-bearing account, you'd be missing out on $125 of interest. The effective interest for a $400 offer is 16% annualized. That's for the $7,500 you got to hold there, and you'd be still making an additional 11% on top of the 5% because you would be making an effective 16 minus the 5% you would be making is an effective 11. I think still worth it. When I was applying for this, so the reason why they said that is because this is for the premium checking account, which comes with a fee. Specifically, you have to hold $7,500 in the account or have combined total balances of $25,000 or more in eligible deposit accounts, loan and home equity, outstanding balances, investments, and business deposit accounts. So I would assume someone would choose the $2,500 and instead of taking the $25 fee. Kind of annoying. But when I tried to sign up for this account, it just spun. Like I put in my zip code, I hit apply, and it just sits there spinning. I tried incognito, didn't work, and I just kind of just gave up. The holding $2,500 there is kind of a pain. But if you're interested in have some money, you can stick around. 11% return is pretty good for, I think, like 120 days. Next, I was having some conversations with Reddit user Cashback Cow, who recently either updated their site or just has a good site or recently published it on a whole bunch of stuff about personal finance, bank accounts, credit cards, churning, 5% cashback cards, calculators. So they have a calculator for, like what I just did, where for turning a sign-up bonus into annualized APY. They have a calculator for that, which is super useful. Links are in the show notes. Shout out Cashback Cow. I think she goes by Cashback Cow Girl, so I assume it's a she. So kudos to you. They also have a feeds post where they have links to a bunch of different blogs as well as a bunch of different podcasts, including mine, and a feed that'll update via RSS when new episodes posted anywhere. So super, super good site. Shout out Cashback Cow. You're doing great stuff. And she has a cute slogan. Make the bank's moolah your moolah. That's pretty good. All right, next. A user on Reddit shared that the PNC credit card now has a $250 sign-up bonus when you spend $1,000 in 3 months. It's a publicly available link. It's a 2% card. I think it's the highest that there currently is for a 2% card. Pretty great. This was by user Adorable Welder 9044. and it has no foreign transaction fees. I wonder if they'd approve me. Getting to dangerous territories. I need to not apply for more cards. Okay. Oh, sorry. Stepped on my trash can. Next. Oh, big payday. Google search referrer headers class action settlement paid out. I got 11 cents, y'all, in the form of a digital gift card. It's honestly going to take more effort to redeem that. I am going to redeem it. I can't even put it into Amazon anymore because their minimum is $5. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now. Maybe I'll give it out to Patreon. I don't know. But I got 11 cents. Woohoo. Thanks for leaking my data and then giving me 11 cents for it. All right, next. Some Reddit users, specifically, where is this one? Yeah, user ObjectOK1177 shared that they have the Robinhood Gold card, which earns 3% on everything, and they're only allowing a certain amount of people in. But a lot of people are reporting that they're getting transactions just flat out declined, and Robinhood's saying that they're unsupported transactions. So some people are saying that they're for things like, what did they fund here? Unsupported transaction, Millennium Flats Inc. Did they charge their rent? Why can't I read? Yeah, they should have to pay their rent. So it looks like Robinhood is trying to curve and keep the card somewhat profitable for them and not just huge money bleeder. That's my guess as to why they're only releasing it a little bit to see what the gamers are going to do and then put stopgaps in for those gamers so they can't pay their rent with the card and they can just automatically decline it and mitigate their risk that way. So we'll see what comes of it. I do think that this card is going to have a whole bunch of caveats for the 3% and have these unsupported transactions. Mortgage and rent payments aren't supported and can't be paid with your credit card. Keep that in mind when going for this card. I mean, 3% is great, but it's definitely one of those too good to be true situations. As look at this pencil says on Reddit. All right, next we have, where the heck was I? Did that? This is the same topic as Dr. Credit shared, and they correctly credited no writing 8386 for how to get the Chase Inc. 120K offer to show. Next, I got an email from Save. If you remember, join Save. I had some referrals come in. I think last year for this, you invest $1,000, they invest $5,000 on your behalf, and you can pick into something like the S&P 500. But your referrals always go into their just basic market plan, which is very low risk. You don't lose any money that goes in. You keep the gains. And you keep your original investment, but you don't get the referral match or the deposit match. So I put in 1,000, I'll get 1,000 out plus any interest or any capital gains that my 1,000 did, as well as the 5,000 they put on my behalf. But since I had referrals come in, I have 22,000 put in there. But the reason why I bring this up is because my $1,000 is maturing in, I think, like 60 days. So I can they're saying you can either pull it out or reinvest it. It's pretty easy to change it in the software. So I was like, all right, let me see exactly what they did. So after a year, Save with my $1,000 in there, like S&P tracked, whatever the heck it is, gained 15.2% since putting it in August 5th. That's including their fee reduction. Who knows how much they're taking? I mean, they say it, but I think it's like maybe 0.5%. But looking at the S&P 500 in that time, the S&P 500 has gone up 24%. So putting into the Save, yes, I'm guaranteed no loss, but that comes at a opportunity cost of 8%, almost 9% gains. I don't think that's worth it. So I have elected to not re-up and to withdraw my initial investment upon maturity. My question is, my referrals that I have some that are going to be, you have to stay in there for a year and then you, I think, get the funds. But since I won't have a core position, I won't have like my $1,000 in, what happens to my referrals? Do I just keep them? Do they instantly mature? I'll keep y'all posted when I figure out what that is. I think I'm just going to wait it out and see what happens. But if you're interested in a referral, they're still doing the deposit 1,000, get 5,000. It is worth it when I consider I should have done that. Looking at Save, if I look at how much a referral has gotten, in addition to my $1,000 investment, what is that percent outpace the S&P 500? That is a question I'm going to answer right now. And to you, it's going to seem like no time, but it might take me a little bit. So I'll be right back. Okay, the answer is no. In my initial referral on August 23rd, I have gained 1.39%. So when you put that in addition to the 15.2%, that comes out to like 16%. So the opportunity cost there is like 8%, still not, or maybe 7%. Still not really worth it. I mean, since I have 5 referrals that came in, it's made it worth it for me. The referrals have gained 30% based on my initial investment of $1,000. And then with that, accompanied with my $1,000 that's in there, I've gained almost 50%, $448, which is definitely outpacing $1,000 returns in S&P 500. But that's in a rare case where I've gotten 5 referrals. So, I mean, I'll happily take your referral. If you're risk averse and you're concerned about just dumping the S&P 500, you won't lose money with Save. That's your deposit is FDIC insured, and you will get your $1,000 back. So you have to do a cost risk analysis yourself for that. Man, doing these episodes every other, I don't know how often this is, but I accumulate a lot I want to talk about, and maybe I'll just have to start cutting things out because these are getting quite long and time consuming. Next, Dr. Credit reports that Target is now allowing for split payments on cards. So you can choose 2 cards to pay your Target transaction, I think, online, the checkout system, their online checkout system, which is, I mean, useful, especially for now that Amazon only lets you do $1 or $5 for reloads. Maybe this will be a way to do it. And someone reported, Curmudgeon also reported that eBay is also allowing 2 cards at checkout. Devin said that this is a way they can use their 12-cent Google sentiment. Absolutely, it's a way you can use that. All right, next, Weeble's offering a 2% brokerage bonus. This is a transfer bonus. It will pay out in 2 years once you to hold the funds there for 2 years, and you get paid out at the end of your first year, half of your 2%, so 1% end of the first year, 1% end of the 2 year. This is just for a raw investment account, not a tax advantage account. I have, I think, like $50K with Merrill. I don't think I'm going to bring this over. I don't like the 2 years lockup. I would lose my preferred reward status, which earns me, I forget what the exact amount is. I definitely have written this down somewhere. Where is my cashback or my spending? I think it earns me like, is that it? Is it $200? That's not a lot. Maybe I'll have to reconsider. I'm trying to consider the extra cash back I get from, I'd be fully losing it instead of dropping it down. Instead of getting 50% going to 25%, it would go 50% to 0. And I think that's worth like maybe $400 a year. And this being $1,000 over 2 years, it's not really worth the hassle. And I think Bank of America charges fees for debit or checking accounts and savings, so I'd have to do that too. All right, yeah, not worth it for me. But if you have funds in a brokerage account that are not really doing anything, a 2% match is pretty awesome. I mean, it is Webull. You have to consider if you think Webull will be around for a while. I think they're fine. They've been around for a good little bit. If I wasn't tied into the Bank of America ecosystem, I would go for it, but that's just me. Next, Wealthfront announced that they're offering plans, which I just wanted to call out because they're very reminiscent, if you remember, H.M. Bradley routines, where you can say, like, if I receive, they have examples of, if your balance has increased or is the same, we'll transfer a certain amount of funds. That's not a good example. Let's see. Monthly target of save a certain amount each calendar month. Example, save $500 a month. Save up to a total amount in an account or category. If I receive a direct deposit, put some of that into a certain bucket that I have. Agent Bradley did this, and now Wealthfront is getting on it. So if you have Wealthfront, good for you. Now you have more features. We're almost getting to the end here. Discover announced that they're doing fee-free overdraft for up to $200 with their Balance Plus service, which I mean, it's very nice. I hopefully am never in a position where I'll have to worry about being overdrawn on my debit card, but it's nice that Discover offers this now, and they are being purchased by Capital One. So I know Capital One seems to have kind of better fees and stuff for checking accounts, but they still have pretty exorbitant credit card interest rates, so they're not exactly customer friendly in any way. Next, I've since closed the account, which is sad, but First Tech, which has had a sign-up bonus, is now sending out targeted emails for a $400 sign-up bonus for their credit card when you sign up and spend $3,000 in 60 days. If I got offered this, I probably would take it. The card offers no annual fee, 2 points for every dollar you spend on gas and groceries, 1 point per dollar for all of the purchases. Points are worth 1 cent per point for statement credit. If you've been targeted and you're lull 24, go for it. If not, don't. All right, getting down to the ending here. There's some good Lightning deals that are still live. Lightning deals are things that are shared on the Patreon that are for more timely updates. And if they're still live, I share them here. Costco's offering $100 Uber gift cards for $80. Use a card that offers some decent cash back for that. They're also offering the same deal, $100 for $100 gift cards, but for DoorDash this time, for $80, again at Costco. Dr. Credit also shared that PayPal was offering $100 gift cards for $85 for DoorDash in 2 different places. That's since expired. And I also thought I'd share this. I didn't think it was worth a Lightning deal. Topgolf was also at Costco, but they were offering $100 gift cards for $65, which my friend, I'm not a golfer, but my friends and I have talked about going to Topgolf for a while. And I mean, maybe I'll gift this to somebody or go to Topgolf and get a discount. But it was a great offer. I figured I'd hop on it. And then looking at my gift card balances, I have $550 in American Airlines, $50 in Apple, $30 in Chipotle, $15 in Sweet Green, over $450 in Uber. I did not hop on some recent Uber deals. I did buy the Costco one. I did buy the DoorDash Costco one, or the DoorDash Costco one for $80. But I did not buy the DoorDash on Pepper. I didn't buy the Amazon on Pepper. I did buy Airbnb, which is at $1,500. Target's at $650. DoorDash is at $250. United Travel Bank's at $400 because I had the snafu with my American Express Platinum, purchasing it twice because I didn't have the benefit enabled. Lyft at $100 and Topgolf at $100. So I should probably buy more Lyft. I think I might have more than that. Let me check my app. But I mean, I think rideshare is going to start getting really expensive in Massachusetts. I mean, it was really expensive before, but it's just going to get even more. Lyft, I have, I'm looking live and I'm not pausing. 316. Yeah, I don't need any more. So I have a whole bunch of gift cards. Hopefully none of my accounts get hacked. But speaking of Costco, Dr. Credit shared that there is a Costco membership deal. I didn't even look at what this was. Costco's running a promo to get a $40 Costco shop card when you sign up and for the $6 basic gold star member. They're also offering 2 deals when you sign up for the upgrade $120 exclusive membership tier, $4 shop card and $6 shop card on $200 order at Costco.com. The basic membership is better for the deal, but the executive membership, you get 2% back on all your purchases. And I'm pretty sure they refund you the difference if you don't get the benefits out of the higher tier. Dr. Credit says, I'm thinking of finally becoming a Costco member for the first time in my life. I'm unsure whether to do the executive membership or the basic gold membership. For someone who likes shopping online at Costco.com, the executive deal seems like a no-brainer since you get the $6 from the purchase coupon discount for $6 from the online coupon discount on a $200 shopping purchase. Yeah, I agree. And then finally, I had a targeted offer on American Express for 10% back on supermarkets up to $15, up to 3 times until September. So now I'll give it to American Express. They are giving me reasons to use their card. Things like this I can keep track of and are easy. I know that I'll use my American Express card for groceries, but like random merchant specific things that I'm not going to use. All right, that's it for episode 43. I don't think I have a copy of the outro music. So for now, you're just going to have silence. Definitely give them a listen. I genuinely enjoyed the album. I thought they did a couple good songs on there. If I were to make some recommendations, my favorite song on the album is Stay on Track. But y'all have heard, I don't know what my intro is. I don't think that's a release song. But Let's Rock, I teased previously. Now I have their official version is out. So if I recommend any, Stay on Track is a bit more of a chill song. The rest are a bit more heavy. Depending on what you like, give it a listen. And not sure my next episode will be. Just life's been getting away. Good things, though. Good things are happening. I have a wedding coming up here and just plans seemingly every day. Going up to Maine this weekend. The wedding the following 2 weeks. The comedy show after that. So not sure when the next episode is going to come out. My DMs are always open. Just don't ask me just questions about like what credit card to get because I'm not interested in that. But anything interesting that's happening, reach out to me on Discord for the Z. Send me an email, churnersdigest@gmail.com. Reach out to me on Reddit, Fear the Z. But as always, thanks for listening and have a good one. Thanks.